I forgot about that video, man. so, so what he did was, as you like the statistics, and the thing is, old boy Charlie Kirk is one of the people who runs with these type of statistics.
Yep.
Where okay, uh, black people, African Americans, Americans of African descent, or whatever, indigenous Americans, however you want to put it, they are 13% of the population, which were more than that actually, but let's go with that 13% of the population, but commit 50% of the crimes or more than that. And they will go in all these different numbers of not the crimes in general, but they'll say violent crimes, or they'll put certain types of crimes in there. And so what this guy did is basically he cherry picked all the crimes that white people do. So I mean, it's a little bit of satire, but the thing is, it's like we say, a study you can get it to say whatever you want about whoever you want. You know what I mean?
If anybody has taken a statistics class, and I'm just talking about introductory statistics, you realize that you have to actually know what's behind the numbers to actually see if they're reliable. And we can go back to like, okay, we're a man's world, and we'll take a little red pill analogy where they talk about how men make more than women, right? And what's the statistic they use? They just generalize the salaries of men versus the number of men and the average salary of women, and don't account for any other thing that actually causes, right, why men work longer hours, men work different jobs, and all these different things. They don't make it apples to apples. They make it apples to oranges. And then you can make it look like, oh yeah, men make more money than women. There's a disparity there. Same thing with the crime statistics. And I haven't done this myself, but I'm sure if you look into the crime statistics that, where blacks are the minority of the population and they commit higher, right there, when you're starting to craft the framing of how you have to present the statistics, you're already basically saying like, this is an apples to apples. Like they're saying, okay, they're doing a proportion of how many crimes that population creates. Okay, well, let's look at it like, what percentage of people of the same income level versus white versus black who actually commits more crimes, right? And you'll see that it's actually more of a income thing or a poverty thing or a location thing rather than an actual race thing. Because I'm pretty sure if you go apples to apples, income level, location, and you compare white crime to black crime, I will put money on that you'll see that more white people commit more of the violent crimes in that same category than actually black people do.
I mean, and it's just like, there's other statistics, like as far as how many people the cops kill every, year or whatever, whether it's justified or not. How many times a cop takes his gun on duty and shoots it and somebody dies. That happens to white people more than black people because there's, allegedly more of them. But it's like, and the lesson from this, I think, is kind of like how we were talking about months before, the whole peer review thing where, it's not saying that these studies are useless, but the thing is knowing how they got to the numbers. And a good study usually will have available the participants, how they gathered the data, and some of the parameters they used. And if you are not able to do that, if you don't know how studies are conducted, how they're funded, because usually it takes money to do a study, especially if you're going to get, from people. Sometimes you can take data from, police reports, even that can be, skewed. You can have data from the crime rates, whoever's in office, in that city or jurisdiction may want crime rates to look lower. So they may even skew the data. There's a lot of things that can factor into it.